Hi folks, Luke Slices here. I've got another Tailor's Eyewitness Barlow here. This one, in a way, created a little bit of a stir when it appeared because it's in an unusual wood. It's a twin blade Tailor's Eyewitness. I only have 3 twin blade ones. One you've seen before in walnut, one you will see soon in plum, and this one in Zircote wood. Of course, it seems I put the videos out in the order that I filmed them. I'll have to try and remember that. Anyway, this one is Zircote wood, and I say it's a twin blade. It's beautifully done. It's a lovely piece of wood. Quite unusual in patterning. Just really, really nice bit of wood. And I say it's a twin blade. It's work backed. And the working is, pretty damn good. It's very, very even across the two. The thing I always love about these tailor's knives, wait, got a bit of oil in there, is that the top of the blades are always even with the bolsters. I just think that's really smart. Now, the action on these has got so much better. It's still a good firm pull. There's no, there's no wimping out when you're trying to open one of these. You need a strong nail, but they're not the nail breakers that they once were. You can get them open, or I can get them open without too much trouble. Beautiful polished blades, fantastic shape to them. I mean, really, really. It's got an active shape to it. It looks like it's moving almost. We've got the stamps that were renewed in 2019, over 18 months ago now. So again, maybe the one on the blade's going to start to need to be renewed again soon. But it's nice that they do invest in these things, and the patterning on the back of the blade, the working on the spine, carries up onto the blade as usual. That's the main blade. And the second blade is a pen blade. It's a good stout pen blade. It's decent length, decent bit of heft to it, quite usable. Again, with a good stiff action, but not a nail breaker by any means. And again, the file work carries on up into the blade. Now, I should say brass liners, brass separator. Now, back to the main blade again. I just want to show you something about size. I don't normally go into size comparators because there's, these are Barlow sized, but there's Barlow and there's a Barlow. Now, this one is another Tailor's, so it's not surprising that although they're hand ground and handmade and so forth, they are slightly different. This blade's got a little bit more belly to it, this is slightly less. And the nail nicks are slightly different. That's simply because they're hand ground. But what I wanted to show you was this. If you lay them on their back, compare one with the other, you can see that the double is really quite a lot thicker, and that really makes a difference when you've got them in your hand. I think the single blade is a much nicer size and shape to have in your hand and to use. I find the twins just a little bit bulkier, and they also carry bulkier in the pocket, so I'm generally a fan of the single blade over the twin blade, but it's not to say I don't like one or the other. Some other comparisons though. Now again, this is a twin blade, it's the case, and this here, move these out of it, is a Rough Rider, and you can see that the case is really quite markedly smaller than the Tailor's, and the Rough Rider is very slightly smaller still. But when you look at them in profile, the tailors is really quite thick, and the Rough Rider is the thinnest of the lot, but these are much slimmer in profile, and they're an awful lot lighter in the pocket as well. I don't think they weigh much different. I weighed them once before and I found the difference was a couple of grams here or there, but this one really does, tailors really does feel heavier than the other two. Anyway, these are also twin blades. The other thing that's interesting is the tailors, the pen blade is in front of the, you know, when you're looking from the face side, is in front of the main blade, as is the Rough Rider. It's the same way. Case does them the other way around. They put the pen blade at the back, which means that you can open it. It doesn't get in the way of the nail nick. I'll shut this over. The nail nick of the case is quite close to the scale or the cover. So by putting the second blade on the other side means that that doesn't get in the way of the nail nick. Whereas the tailors, they stack them one above the other, but because the blade of the tailor sticks out, the main blade of the tailor sticks out that much more, it doesn't really get in the way as it would do. The Roughie just tends to stack them one above the other, but the action on the Roughie is that much lighter. It's not really so much of a problem. I don't have any twin blade Barlows by anybody else, I don't think. Actually, I do. I've got a Buck, and again that stacks them one above the other and it makes them again quite close together. There's a Buck USA. Now most of these by Buck I think nowadays are made in China, but this one is a saw-cut Delrin. Okay, so that's really all I wanted to say about that. I think it adds to my collection of Taylor's Eyewitness, which is really coming along nicely. Keep adding to it a little at a time. Anyway, if you like the stuff, please give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see some more of it, remember to subscribe, and if you want to actually get notified, remember to ring the bell. Okay, thank you very much. Bye.